Hey folks, Dr. Gerstmar from Aspire Natural Health. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you happen to be watching or listening to this, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, definitely trying to take my own advice, get out and get some of this beautiful summer, end of summer weather that we're having. Definitely getting some sun and enjoying it. Well, I wanted to talk to you today about a common issue that plagues all of us human beings. You know, recently I was cleaning out my garage, getting rid of some stuff. Now, I don't know about you, but certainly being home so much with all of the shutdowns and COVID has definitely been an opportunity to take a look at some of the accumulated stuff that we have, and as I was sorting them into piles, things that we do want to keep, things that are going to trash, things that are going to donate, I was having a common thing that we all suffer from, and that is called the sunk cost fallacy. The sunk cost fallacy. What does this mean? It means, well, I've already invested time or money or energy into either this item or this course of action, and now I feel like I just can't let it go. I need to continue down this. Maybe the worst way we see this is in gambling. I don't know if you've been, to casinos or you've seen people, they're like, I've already put $100 or $500 or $1,000, into this slot machine or into this game of chance. Now I just can't give up. I have to keep moving forward. For me, it was looking at some of this equipment. I had bought some medical equipment that I was looking to bring into the clinic to help people, and for a whole variety of reasons, it never quite worked out. So I always kind of kept it to the side saying, one of these days I'm going to get to it. One of these days I'm going to get to it. And what's the reality? It sat there gathering dust. I've actually had a few people over the years come to me and say, hey, I'd like that thing. Can I buy it off of you? And it would be, no. I'm going to get to it one of these days, right? A classic sunk cost fallacy for us. So as I was going through the garage looking at these things, the same feelings came up. Oh gosh, I can't get rid of this. I bought it. It would be so wasteful. I can envision all these positive things that I'm going to do with it. All right, folks. Well, as you know, luck would have it, of course, that your beautiful, pristine, quiet time was interrupted by a neighbor deciding now was the perfect time to fire up the old power tools and work on their yard. So I'm back inside to finish off this conversation with you. So we were talking about the sunk cost fallacy, and that's where we look at the cost that either action or thing that we've already invested in it. Again, whether it's time, money, or energy, we have a hard time stopping or letting that thing go because of the investment that we've made in it. We see that with treatment plans all the time. People have been working on a diet or they've been following a diet, and it may be the wrong diet for them, but they have a really hard time letting it go because of all the work, the time, the money, the energy that they've invested in it. So the important thing here is to recognize that the sunk cost fallacy is a real thing for all of us, and it often keeps us stuck, either attached to an item or a course of action that is not serving us, but again, because of the investment, we just can't seem to let it go. So there is a little mental trick that we can play on ourselves that can help us to recognize when this is going on. And it's simply this. Instead of thinking about the investment that you've already made in this thing, it's to stop and ask yourself right now where you are. If you hadn't spent a dime or a minute of your time, is this something that you would invest in right now? So for me, as I was saying, I'd bought this equipment, I'd planned to use it, I had great visions of what it might be, I'd been storing it and keeping it, saving it for that rainy day that just was not coming. I'd had people offer to buy it from me, I'd said no, all of those things. But when I stopped for a moment and I said, really, okay, if I didn't have this stuff, and I was looking to buy it today, would I make that investment in getting that thing today? And the answer was clearly no, I absolutely wouldn't. And so therefore I was able to let that thing go, to recognize that it didn't matter what I'd invested in it in the past because that's gone. What the key was, what am I continuing to invest in this now? And is this really a thing or a course of action that's serving me? And the answer is no. I hadn't done this thing. The reality of me doing it was almost non-existent. So with a blessing, I was able to let this thing go from our lives. So it's a great question to ask ourselves. When we find ourselves stuck on something and we find ourselves having difficulty letting that thing go, but we're kind of recognize that that course of action isn't working for me, we can simply reframe it to ask ourselves, if we weren't doing or we didn't have that thing now, is that something we would do? So the example, right? You've blown $100 on a slot machine and it hasn't paid you back at all. Instead of saying, well, gosh, this thing's already eaten $100, I'm going to keep going with this, hoping that I'm going to get this big payout and get all my money back. We could simply say, look, if I was sitting down right now, would I continue putting money in this slot machine? And the answer a lot of times is no. So please beware the sunk cost fallacy. It keeps us engaged in habits, patterns, and stuck with stuff that no longer serves us. And when we can let it go, it was actually, for me, letting that stuff go was a sense of lightness. It wasn't any more of, well, one of these days I'm going to, or where can I put this stuff, or how am I going to make this happen? It was an acknowledgement that, you know what? I had great intentions when I did it, and I'm going to let it go, and there's someone else who can use this much better than I can. All right, folks, that is it for me today. If you're looking to join a group of like-minded people dealing with digestive issues and autoimmunity who are friendly and supportive, then I urge you to come on over to our free and exclusive Facebook group known as the ANH Academy. The ANH Academy. All you need to do is go to Facebook, type in ANH Academy, you'll find it there, and there are 3 simple, quick, and easy questions that you must answer for us to invite you into the group. If you don't answer 1, 2, or 3 of them, we're going to contact you and ask you to answer them. And if you don't, we cannot invite you to join the group. So I urge you, please look up ANH Academy, click on join it, and please answer the 3 quick, simple, and easy questions. We look forward to having you join us today. All right, folks, until next time, take care.